I'm here now in the beautiful Gulf Shores, Orange Beach area of Alabama, which some of you may remember is part of the Redneck Riviera, the Gulf oil spill that BP pretty much destroyed, right? So I know you're probably tired of looking at my face. I'll let you look at the beach while I talk about politics and such. But basically the point is that all of our major enemies run on fossil fuels. I'm talking about Russia. I'm talking about OPEC, which looks like a casting call for the world's villains. We're talking failed states like Libya, all the way up to major enemies like Iran, Venezuela. Even China actually has a disproportionate amount of their economy runs on coal. And of course they export a lot of their oil needs from North Korea. That's why they've, part of the reason that they've been reluctant to do anything about North Korea. So you look at the North Korean economy, runs on oil exports. The Russian economy really runs on oil and gas exports. The Venezuelan economy is almost completely dependent on oil and gas exports. And now the Russian oil and gas giant, Rosneft, is about to own a majority stake of the Venezuelan oil and gas company, because that's how much they've had to bail them out and loan them money and different things like that. And they own Citgo Gas. So in a couple of months, if the situation gets any worse in Venezuela, Russia could technically own Citgo Gas. Now, I don't need to tell you what a problem that would be, given that they meddle in everything from elections to economies to companies. And every time we say, hey, Russia, we want to put some new sanctions on you and get you under control. Oh, really? Well, have fun having $7 of gas at Citgo and hack and, totally fucking up the oil prices and gas prices. But I think that's okay, because I think we need to really focus more on just getting rid of it completely and making oil and gas worthless, okay? Overnight, you're going to be looking at terrorist, organizations like ISIS, which they get a lot of illegal money off of oil. Boko Haram, same thing. You're going to be looking at hostile, unfriendly governments in Venezuela, Iran, that are going to be really pressured to modernize and change things up and maybe even become a democracy. In the book, The Looting Machine, people point out that oil and gas exports, they lend themselves to fascist regimes because a disproportionate amount of money is tied to one industry that employs very few people, and the governments can kind of award these contracts and do that. That's why you see a lot of nationalized oil and gas companies all around the world, in shady parts of the world, third world countries and such. So you're talking about hostile regimes, you're talking about the mother of all hostile regimes, Russia, that John McCain made the hilarious joke, you probably heard it, that Russia is a gas station pretending to be a country. He said that joke about 10 times. But there is truth to that. If their economy collapses because oil and gas is worthless, Russia doesn't get to fund shady Facebook campaigns to undermine our democracy. They don't get to, try to put Brexit through. They don't get to try to put Marie Le Pen in front of France. They don't get to wage a huge cyber attack against the Ukraine and basically try to reabsorb the Ukraine, which is what I think their ultimate goal is. They don't get to wreak havoc all across the world. And a lot of other regimes, they're going to become more open and more democratic when oil becomes worthless, because you can't have a strongman authoritarian dictator in countries where there's no reason for it. Serious aside, if he didn't have that oil revenue to award like golden tickets to the Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, he would have been out on his ass, because there's no reason for a lot of people to stay loyal to him in a country that has a diverse economy with a lot of different industries.